Mr. Chairman, let me just briefly state that I felt compelled to attend this hearing today, and I'm glad I did. I want to feel assured that quality health care is provided to our injured soldiers who fought in Afghanistan and Iraq. Many of these veterans are young Americans who are at the advent of their adult life, and they have lower incomes, and whose injuries necessitate special health care, attention, and response. I'm concerned that these very valued individuals have complete and full access to the prosthetics they need to fulfill their God-given potential. We must ensure that the VA's healthcare system is operating at such a level that if a veteran is seeking assistance, they will, in fact, get the best available care. Having said that, I am honored, and actually I honor you, Mr. Downs, for your ongoing service today and your presence at today's hearing. I'd like to know if you can tell us the percentage of prosthetic care that is provided by VA personnel versus the percentage provided by contracted service providers.
You want me to answer that now, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Artificial limbs, about 97% of those are provided by our contractors. And about 3 to 1% of the limbs, are less than 3% are fabricated by our VA labs of lower extremities, and 1% of the upper extremities are fabricated by our VA labs, and all the rest of the business goes to private industry.
Well, let me ask, what kind of outreach, including initiatives and conferences, does the VA Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization use to build and maintain relationships with independent prosthetic contractors, since most of the business is really outside of your purview? For instance, are you using the internet and computer technology to establish quality control and information sharing regarding the latest in prosthetic technology?
Well, the OSABU, which is the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Businesses, we work very closely with them to make sure that we're included in any programs they put out across the nation, and what their responsibility is to, not only in prosthetics but across the board, that the VA's attention is on doing business with small business. So we work closely with them, and they of course attend many conferences with small businesses and always promoting that.
Just put a pin in that statement. Does the VA provide oversight? Is there a lasing so that you are clear on them meeting their goals in terms of that, and what type of quality they are supporting in terms of businesses that are out there?
Yes, ma'am. OSABU's job actually is to oversee what we do.
Okay.
The Office of OSABU, they answer directly to the Secretary. And so Scott Dennison, who's in charge of that, why his job is to make sure we're doing our job. So he does performance measures on us, and which are presented to the Secretary every month. Well, how are we doing in VHA? How's VBA doing? How's the cemetery service doing? What's our, and all those socioeconomic goals are broken down, and they were raised for all of us this year. And as you know, law was just passed, so our first place that we have to go to in VHA is to the small disabled veteran-owned businesses. They're our first avenue that we have to look at in any business that we do now.
Do you feel assured that there's a quality control, there is enough communication vehicles to make sure that the standard of care, and I'm just sort of referring back to something that Congressman Sestak said, the quality of care is available and equally distributed to all veterans who seek it?
Yes, ma'am. In the area of prosthetics, the reason that the ABC or BOC certification is so crucial is because that is the standard of care. That's how we guarantee quality. Being certified, of course, doesn't mean that you're naturally the best. Certified means you have met the criteria that you should be at a certain level, and so that's the only measurement we have, actually, is that certification. And it's the same way that we do with our other medical areas too, is that where you're a cardiologist or a physical therapist, you've got to be accredited in your field before you can work for the VA. and provide that care. And that's one of the ways we determine quality. And there are other areas of quality, too, which are not so easily measured in the area of prosthetic orthotics. Certification is one process, but then again is the individual receiving training in that device that they're wearing, that they're being provided. So that's another aspect of it, that each of the EMT clinic teams is supposed to make sure, part of their criteria, is that person been trained on how to use that new limb, that new type of limb? Are they being introduced to the new technology? So those are all constant signals that we send out to people, but the certification is something that guarantees us at least equal access of quality to the potential for quality.
Thank you very much, sir. My time's run out.